Even the world's toughest critic finds himself on the ropes every now and again. And whenever that happens, I make the hot tag to the dummy. Go to www.dubby.gg today, enter promo code LuchaReview for your 10% discount on the best energy drink on the planet today.
In tonight's main event on Lucha Review, we are going to go one-on-one with a gigantic, putrid, grizzly beast, and I am not talking about my ex-fiancée. We are getting graced by the presence of a king, King Kong to be exact, who is celebrating his 90th birthday this year. Kong, you might be 90 years old, but don't think for 1 second that Masters, the world's toughest critic, is going to go easy on you on this next go-round. Give me that hot tag, and let's burn this bitch down.
If you're older than 4 years old and don't know who King Kong is, turn this off immediately and venture into the world because you desperately need education and social interaction that I simply cannot provide. For those of you who do know who King Kong is, did you also know that he celebrates his 90th birthday this year? King Kong hit theaters in 1933, and he's been ruling over box office and popular culture ever since. Kong's story has been told and retold a number of times over the last 9 decades, but this episode's focus will be on the one my childhood eyes saw first, the 1933 original. As with most films of that era, after audience paid what little money they had during the Great Depression, it was very important to make them sit down and listen to music while looking at absolutely nothing for an absurdly long period of time, followed by 37 minutes of opening credits. Anyone who tells me that Hollywood doesn't make movies like they used to can fuck right off, and anyone still awake after all this crap meets Carl Denham, a filmmaker who's already heard a story or two about the legend of Kong and wants to be the first man to obtain photographic evidence of his existence. He's got the camera, he's got the ship, he's got the crew, and if they encounter any danger, he's got the weapons. But he's convinced that the one thing he needs most for the safari is a young woman, and nobody is capable of talking him out of it. By chance, Denham meets Ann Darrow while buying some oranges and decides that she's not only perfect for the role he's casting, but that she's also probably going to be really cheap labor given how she's borderline homeless. He promises no funny business.
No funny business.
But fails to mention anything about the giant, violent gorilla he's trying to get footage of. One thing I have to point out, I maybe saw this movie for the first time when I was 4 or 5, and as I watch it at 45, I find myself just as impatient to see Kong as I was when I was a kid. I can guarantee you that nobody gives a shit about Ann's crush on the first mate, because again, giant, violent gorilla, and everything until it shows up just feels like the paper stuffing you pull out of a new pair of shoes. It takes about a half hour to finally get these shoes on and find Skull Mountain, which looks like neither a skull nor a mountain, and anyone still sleeping will be abruptly woken up very soon. The screams, the loud music, the puppetry, and the stop-motion animation come together to make Kong's entrance highly unsettling for the audience. They're not given a moment's rest either. The movie goes from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds, and we find ourselves right beside Denham and his crew as they face hazardous terrain and prehistoric beasts in their attempt to rescue Ann. Seriously, would you care to rescue this woman if you knew you'd have to deal with all this? Bring a hooker next time. Maybe just a large supply of bananas. This guy, on the other hand, is really itching to get laid because he's in love with Ann after just 2 days with her on the boat, and he doesn't even remember her name.
There are only 2 of us left alive to save that girl.
You see this movie now and you could easily figure out how it was made. Remember though, it did come out long before Tim Burton touched a piece of Play-Doh, so audiences in 1933 simply never saw anything like this before, and needless to say, they never forgot it. King Kong is the monster movie. Both a triumph and a tragedy. A story about the arrogance and folly of humankind, told with stunning special effects, and 90 years later, It continues to inspire filmmakers and storytellers. Every generation has their own Kong, and regardless of which one we like best, one thing's for sure. There's more than enough space for his throne in the Lucha Review Hall of Fame. Subscription is free. And be sure to share this video and treat yourself to some Lucha Review swag at my Redbubble store. Shirts, buttons, stickers, and other fun items are waiting for you in the link below. Thanks for the hot tag, and I'll see you next time.